SSI beneficiaries are going to get 2 payments in December. Yes, you heard that right. There's going to be double payments in December 2023 of $914 each. I am going to tell you exactly when to expect those payments to hit your bank accounts. And then if you received stimulus checks in the past, stay tuned because the Social Security Administration is sending out letters to people who receive stimulus checks that may have overpayments and have risk of losing their benefits. So I want to update you on all that and more. So stay tuned for this Social Security update on SSI. So these are the things I want to cover. I want to walk through the SSI payment schedule, tell you exactly when those double payments are going to hit your check in December, and then walk through the stimulus checks that are causing people to lose their SSI benefits because they went over the resources limit for their benefits. So let's get right into it. Now, if you're new to this channel, I want to urge you to hit the subscribe button because all we do at Social Security Edge is to bring you the latest news and updates. Anything that will affect your benefits, both positively and negatively, we want to be the first to bring it to you. So hit the subscribe button and let's get started. So, as I mentioned, there's going to be double checks in December for SSI beneficiaries. And why is that important? Well, let's first look at the maximum benefit amount. If you are an individual getting SSI benefits, you're getting $914 as your maximum benefit. And then if you're a couple, you're getting $1,371. Remember, the resource limit is $2,000 for an individual and $3,000 for a couple. Why am I telling you all this before I share any news? Because the resource limit is going to become more important as I get to the overpayment issue that I want to talk to you about today. Because that is what is causing people to lose their benefits because they got stimulus checks and went over the resources limit. So I'm going to explain that and what you can do about it, who is affected, and why. So SSI benefits are paid on the first of each month, unless you are receiving both SSI benefits and Social Security, at which point your benefits are paid on the third. In both cases, if your benefit payment date falls on a weekend or a holiday, then you'll receive your benefits the business day before. So in December 1st, 2023 falls on a Friday. So if you're just receiving SSI benefits, you're going to get your benefits on Friday, December 3rd on schedule. If you're receiving both SSI and Social Security benefits, then you're going to get your benefits on December 3rd. However, December 3rd is a Sunday. So as I mentioned before, if the benefit date falls on a weekend or a holiday, you're going to get your benefits the business day before. So in this case, if you're receiving both Social Security and SSI benefits, you're going to get your benefits payments on Friday, December the 1st. So both SSI payments are coming in on the same date on December. So that's the first payment. The first payment is going to hit on schedule. Then the next payment is going to be on December 29th. Well, why are you receiving 2 payments in December? Well, it's because January's payment, January 2024's payment is going to be paid in December 2023. Why is that? Well, as I mentioned, if Social Security SSI benefits, the payment date falls on a holiday or a weekend, you're going to get your payments the business day before. So since New Year's Day, January 1st, is a holiday, SSI benefits are not going to be paid on that date. They're going to be paid the business day before. And the business day before is Friday, December the 29th, 2023. Those of you who are on SSI and Social Security, because January 3rd is a Wednesday, you're going to get your benefits on January 3rd, 2024. So if you're only receiving SSI benefits, you're going to get 2 checks in December on December 1st and December 29th. Now, because you've received your January payment in December, there is not going to be any SSI payments in January 2024. So when you get your December 29th payment, you have to budget accordingly because there's not going to be any SSI payments in January because you already received your payments in December 29th. So that is what is happening with the double payment, and now let's move to this stimulus check issue. But before I go into that, at any given time, if you don't receive your Social Security disability benefits, you need to wait 3 business days before you call the Social Security Administration. Why is that wait important? Well, because it may be that there may be a technology issue with your bank, so it's important to wait a few more days. Now, after 3 business days, if nothing happens, then call the Social Security Administration at 1-800-772-1213. You may also, or not may, you can also log into the Social Security website and check out why your payment has been delayed or denied. It may be that you are in the overpayment situation that I'm about to talk about, or your benefits have been canceled entirely because you may have violated the Social Security rule. Those are the 2 reasons why your benefits will be stopped. So, call the Social Security Administration to find out why, or if you have a My Social Security account, log in to find out why your benefits have not come in. So, let's talk about why stimulus checks are causing people to lose Social Security benefits. What is this about? Well, what is overpayment? Well, an overpayment is when you receive more Social Security benefits than you're eligible for. Sometimes this can go on for months, sometimes years before the Social Security Administration becomes aware of it. And then from the time they become aware of it, they're going to start calculating when they started paying you more than you deserve. So if it's 2 years before they find out, they're still going to go back and calculate that you've been getting 2 years of benefits that you were not eligible for. So they're going to calculate the difference between what you should have received and what you actually got, and that becomes the overpayment difference. And then they're going to multiply it by how long you've been receiving that overpayment. So why is the stimulus check causing people to receive these overpayment letters and lose their benefits? Well, remember, let's take time to go back and review how this all happened. So the first stimulus checks were sent in March 2020. The first one was $1,200 for an individual, $2,400 for a couple. So if you're on SSI benefits especially, that is cutting close to your resources limit. And when Congress issued these stimulus checks, they did say that it's not going to affect you and it's not going to make you trip the resources limit. So you were supposed to get your benefits with no strings attached. Well, that is not what happened. The Social Security Administration has sent 1 million letters last year and 1 million letters already this year trying to claw back overpayments because some of them were due to COVID payments that people received. The second COVID payment, the second stimulus check came in December 2020, $600 an individual and $1,200 per married couple. And then there was a third one. If you remember, it came in March 11, 2021, and it was $1,400 per individual and $2,800 per couple. So, if the resources limit for SSI is $2,000 per individual and $3,000 per couple, let's add things up. The third stimulus check was for $1,400. The second one was $600. So that's already $2,000. So if you're an individual, you've already gotten more money than your asset limit. And then you add the first one to it, that is $3,200. So you can see how people are going over the resources limit. For a married couple, $2,400 in the first check, and then you get another $1,200. That is $3,600 already. You're already over the $3,000 resources limit. And then you add another $2,800 to that, and you are way over the resources limit. So what's happening is that people got these stimulus checks, and they were told that it wasn't going to affect their Social Security benefits. Well, that is not what's happening. The Social Security Administration is saying otherwise. So people are getting these letters in the mail threatening them that their benefits are going to be taken away, either all of it or part of it, until the overpayment is paid off. So Congress is getting involved because they promised that this wasn't going to cause people to lose their benefits, and people got these stimulus checks thinking that everything was good, and then now they are being asked to give some of their Social Security benefits back. And the people that are most affected are the disabled, blind, elderly, who are on fixed income, and they're receiving these letters in the mail asking them to pay an exorbitant amount of money that they didn't even know they were receiving and shouldn't be eligible for, all because of the strict asset limit of $2,000 for an individual, $3,000 for a married couple that SSI beneficiaries have to pay. Have to stay under. And if you go over that, then your benefits have to be reduced. So what does this mean? What's the impact of all this? Well, people's benefits are being suspended and it's costing them a lot of financial stress. There is also a lot of bureaucracy when you try to address the issue of the Social Security Administration. So it is also causing people to lose Medicaid coverage because Medicaid also has an asset limit. If you have more resources over the asset limit, you may not be eligible for Medicaid. And so this is also causing people issues with their medical coverage. And Congress is trying to deal with it because, one, they promised that this was not going to happen. And two, there is also an issue with SSI Asset Limit. It's only $2,000 for an individual and $3,000 for a couple. Well, that is keeping a lot of SSI beneficiaries in poverty because $2,000, it hasn't gone up in a long time. And that is a very small amount to restrict somebody to and threaten them of losing their benefit when the maximum SSI benefit to begin with is only $914 per person. So because of $914 per month, you are capped at $2,000 as an asset limit. You cannot have money in your bank account more than that. Otherwise, you're going to start losing some of your benefits. And that is what has caused this overpayment issue in the first place. So, if you received an overpayment letter, what are your options? Well, you have three options. Number one, you can pay it back. If you know you owe the money and you agree with the Social Security Administration that you do owe the money, you can pay it back within 30 days, and then everything is good. After 30 days, if the Social Security Administration doesn't hear from you, then they're going to start deducting money from your benefits, or they may even take your entire benefits to pay the overpayment back. Number two, you can appeal. You are allowed 60 days from the time you receive the overpayment letter to file an appeal. But what they don't tell you is that after 30 days, if you don't make the payment in full, they're going to start collection. And collection means that they're going to start either taking a portion of your benefits or taking your entire benefits. So if you want to avoid Social Security taking your benefits to pay for this overpayment, or you want to delay that, you need to file your appeal within 30 days of receiving the overpayment letter. Because by law, the Social Security Administration cannot collect money from you due to overpayment if you have an appeal pending. They have to make a decision on your appeal before they can pursue any collection items. So you have to file your appeal within 30 days to avoid them taking your money. So as soon as you get the overpayment letter, begin the appeal process and make sure that they receive your appeal letter, application, whatever it is, within 30 days of that letter hitting you. So, as I mentioned, Congress is trying to address this. The interim head of the Social Security Administration was brought before Congress recently to talk about these overpayment letters that people are receiving that is asking them to pay $20, $30, $40, $50. Somebody got a letter that they owe $120,000 in overpayment. Well, that is a lot of money, and I don't know how many fixed income people on Social Security have $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 just laying around, especially when some of the benefits have asset limits. So it is an impossible situation to begin with, because you cannot have $2,000 or more, or you risk losing your benefit. But then the Social Security Administration sends you a letter saying you owe $20,000, and they're thinking you can pay it in 30 days. Nobody has that kind of money sitting around on Social Security, fixed income, disability benefits. At least not a lot of people do. So Congress is looking into that. The Social Security Administration said they are reviewing their overpayment practices. But that does not change anything. If you owe the money, you still owe the money. So if you get an overpayment letter, do not ignore it. Go ahead and file the appeal, or if you have the money, pay it, or your third option is to apply for a waiver. And a waiver just says that you want them to forgive the debt, because taking money from your Social Security benefits, a portion of it or all of it, is going to cause you a lot of financial strain. So a waiver is you asking the Social Security Administration to forgive the overpayment debt because you don't think it's fair. So those are your options and how you need to respond to an overpayment situation. If it was caused by you working or you receiving a stimulus check, whatever caused your overpayment, those are the three options you have: pay it back, file an appeal, or file for a waiver. And if all of those don't work, you can just request a hearing before a judge, which at that point you may need an attorney to help you prepare for a hearing before a judge to determine if you have a case or whether the Social Security Administration is correct in asking you to pay this money back. So that's all I have for you today in terms of update. And if you're new to this channel, I want to remind you again, all we do is bring you the latest news and updates on Social Security, disability, anything that may affect your benefits. So hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, so you'll be the first to know when we release a new video. So until we see you in the next video, thank you for watching.